Hey guys, I'm T, and this is From Prison to Reform, back again with some more food stamp nonsense for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this one, but before I start the video, please like and subscribe, turn on your notifications, that way you don't miss any more uploads from me. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Also, I had to put some stupid piano music over some of these videos because they play music, and I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I'm sorry. I try to avoid those videos. But sometimes people have good messages in them, so if I could play music over the top, I will, but yeah. So just ignore that. I'm sorry, and let me know what you think down below.
I'm at Sam's Club right now, and I just want to know, did anybody get their food stamps? I don't get food stamps, but today's November 1st, with all the first qualifiers, if you get them stamps. But let me know, because it's November 1st, and I know some people get their stamps on the 1st. And I'm out here at Sam's Club right now, reporting live. It's packed in here. So I don't know if people got their stamps. You know, I don't know. I don't really know, but it's too many people up in here to be not getting those stamps. And I see a lot of full grocery carts. Did the government reimburse people or something? I see a lot of carts. And I don't get food stamps, so I came here to get a rotisserie chicken. That's all I can afford right now. That's all I can afford. I ain't got enough to be having a full grocery cart.
Good morning, my name is Ashley. I'm sitting on my couch. I'm reporting live from my house on my ass. I really just want to know what's going on with the yellow cards. I'm not sure if they're yellow in your state, but they're yellow in my state, and I want to know what's going on. So, I just want to say to all the people who are waiting on food stamps that love to sit on their ass and not work all day, I'm right here with you. Right here with you. I'm sitting on my ass right now, actually. But as of today is what, November 2nd? I don't even know, because I sit on my ass and I don't work, so I don't ever look at the calendar. Like, what is today? It's the 3rd? All right. Somebody said it was the 3rd. It's the 3rd. November 3rd, and the government is still shut down. To my folks who are doing the same thing as me, sitting on their ass, I'm not sure when they're going to reload our cards, but I really don't want to go to work. I don't want to work for my money, for my food. Like, who wants to do that when I can sit here and have this loaded? Like, there are no requirements for this. Everybody can apply. You don't have to work. You don't have to work for this. You don't have to work. You don't have to do shit. You can literally sit at home, guys, and get money on this. And it buys food. You swipe it, and you put like a PIN number in, and it pays for all the food. You don't gotta work. You don't have to. There's no requirements. There are no requirements for this card. It's called an independence card. We're independent. We're independent. Go apply for yours today, because they still are taking applications. They may not load it right now, but they are taking applications. Okay? So, with that, I'm going to end reporting live from my couch. I'm going to end this right now, and you go apply for yours today.
Thing I don't hear enough when talking about the SNAP shutdown is that people will start stealing. I've been telling people this. People are going to do what they need to do in order to eat. They're going to steal, whatever they need to do. And grocery stores are going to start raising prices due to the theft. And so then it's going to be right back in the same situation. They need to steal to eat because they can't afford it. And with the prices rising, they definitely can't afford it. So it's just one circle after another. 1 in 8 people are on SNAP. Food stamps, whatever you want to call it, EBT, 1 in 8 people. So if you look around your work right now, more than likely, you're going to spot a couple people that are on food stamps, whether you know it or not. And you know who is really affected by food stamps? 1 in 4 children. 1 in 4 children are on food stamps. And you know what that also means? Babies. And babies need formula. And so they're going to start stealing formula, because I don't know if y'all have checked formula prices lately, but it's insane. So that's another thing that'll be stolen. And if you see a mom stealing formula for her baby, no, you didn't. What did you see? Nothing. Turn around. But I just don't think y'all think about that enough, because y'all are like, oh my gosh, the grocery stores, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, the grocery stores are going to be hurting because people are going to start stealing from the grocery stores. People are going to start losing their jobs because the grocery stores don't have money now, because they're losing their income from the people who get food stamps, plus people are stealing. So they're losing more money, and then they're going to lose workers. So that affects jobs. But I'm not even worried about places like Walmart. All right, Walmart is fine. They've got so many locations. They're multi-billion-dollar they're fine. But it's the small little mom and pop shops. Y'all better not be stealing from them, or like the farmers market, nothing like that. Okay?
On EBT, I'm concerned that you guys are saying that come Saturday you're not going to have food to feed your family.
Oh my god, right? I'm also so worried about all the families that claim they're not gonna have enough food come November 1st. I'm glad you're worried about that. What else are you thinking about?
You guys not keep food in the house, like for emergency purposes?
I mean, they're on food stamps, so that would imply that they have food shortage issues, but let's see where you're going with this.
Right now, I have probably 2 years worth of food in my house for emergency purposes.
Oh, that's so great. So are you going to donate it to a shelter because you see all the families that claim that they're going to go hungry and you have so much stockpiled?
Prepare if there's like a disaster or an emergency, or in this case, the Democrats can't get it together and open the government.
I mean, it's primarily the Republicans, but sure, I'll say that Democrats also play a part in this, but they're just trying to maintain 20 million Americans' health care. But sure, it's definitely nothing to do with the fact that the president vetoed us from being able to use the emergency funds. And then even after he was told that he has to use the emergency funds, he said he would just cut the system off so that way they don't have access to the money. So yeah, definitely all the Republicans' fault. But anyways, you're so concerned about the hungry people, right?
You're literally going to say you are going to starve. I feel like that tells me you haven't been resourceful.
Oh, I see. We're just going to blame poor people and make it their fault that they weren't able to hoard food, even though they didn't even get enough money to feed themselves. Okay.
You haven't bought the right stuff to have in your cabinets. If you're only buying like candy and soda and sugar.
You realize that the average food stamp recipients receive about $200 per person per month. A lot of people receive even less than that. I know personally people that get like $50 a month per person. $50 a month is not going to sustain anyone, even if they're eating rice and beans. That is not sustainable. Most people I know that are on food stamps will use all of their food stamps by the end of the month. And this is not including them buying a bunch of crazy junk food. Usually the ones that I know are just buying the necessities to get by. It is extremely privileged to say that everyone should have the ability to stockpile 2 years of food, because you're assuming that everyone has the space to store it and the money left over to pay for it. Because newsflash, most people on food stamps are barely getting by. So while you're bragging about the fact that you have 2 years worth of food that is stockpiled that you're going to sit on instead of letting other people use it during a time of crisis, instead of talking about how we can give solutions and feed the people that are hungry, we're just going to shame them for not using their spare change correctly and not saving money for the next month when they don't even have enough to eat all for this month. If you don't know how food stamps work because you've never been on them, consider yourself blessed, but maybe just sit this one out if you don't know what you're talking about.
Ain't nobody receiving SNAP and EBT living better than me. I don't know where these folks got that narrative from, that somehow people that get steak, lobster, and shrimp on SNAP is living better than people that actually got the job to afford it at any given time, but that ain't true. And I'd be damned if I let y'all let that lie go on, because ain't no way. The things that I can afford on a regular basis, I guarantee you, I'm living better than them. I don't care where my money is going as far as SNAP, EBT, all these social programs. I don't care. Eat. Do what you want to do. Get shrimp cocktail. I get salmon. Get salmon. That's good. Get it fresh. That frozen BS don't taste right. Man, but let these people eat. It don't make no sense the way y'all acting over these SNAP benefits. Talking about go get a job. We lost 1 million jobs this year. And we still got a month and some change left. Y'all got to get over yourselves. I don't know what you thinking about. You closer. I saw somebody say this on the internet a couple days ago. You're closer to being on SNAP than you are to being a billionaire. Stop trying to protect them people. It's not you. It will never be you.
A major update on the food stamp program today. 2 federal judges within an hour of each other have ruled against the Trump administration, ordering them to tap into emergency funds to fund at least part of the November food stamps for 42 million Americans. Massachusetts U.S. District Court Judge Indira Telwani said the Trump administration has until Monday to come up with a plan as to how they're going to at least partially fund the food stamp program. 24 Democratic-led states sued the U.S. Department of Agriculture over the Trump administration's decision to suspend the SNAP program. Now, Judge Telwani said that the USDA must use emergency funds to keep SNAP going. She also said that other money is legally available, and it's really up to the Trump administration as to how much benefits they're going to distribute to SNAP recipients. Now, there's also a second federal judge who ruled against the Trump administration. U.S. District Court Judge John McConnell of Rhode Island ordered the administration to distribute the contingency funds as soon as possible for November 1st payments. Republican and Democratic members of Congress have been urging the administration to utilize some of the $5 billion worth of money that are in the emergency fund, but they've been refusing to do so. The USDA was originally going to tap into those funds for the food stamp program, but then about a week ago, they reversed their decision and decided against it. Now, there have been two federal judges who have ordered the Trump administration to use these funds. However, we've seen the Trump administration not adhere to court orders in district courts, federal district courts, for the past 6 months or so, right? So we're not sure what's going to happen, and we're not really sure if or when SNAP recipients are going to see their SNAP benefits. But I will keep you updated on all of these things. Now, I've shared a previous video. As it stands right now, almost every state in this country is doing something, whether they're allocating funds to increase the food availability at local food banks, or some states are using their own funds to put a percentage of SNAP recipients' monthly benefits on their cards. Some states like Rhode Island are doing 25%. Other states like Virginia, they're coming up with an entirely new program, and they're going to fund SNAP recipients in their states. For the most part, individual states are doing something to help. If you can't figure out what's going on in your state and what kind of help is there available for you, send me a message and I will help you out to the best of my ability.
Please don't misconstrue my words about the food stamp program. Let's get into it. What I said was that nobody should be dependent. That is an able-bodied person. An able-bodied person should not be sitting around depending on the government. Let's get into it. There are many Americans that don't want to work. I'm going to say it again. There are many Americans that don't want to work. They want the government to provide their housing, their clothing, their food, their everything. When there are real people out here, like right now, I am at work. I work and I do nursing. I am a stay-at-home nurse. Okay, there are people like these people that literally, because they get an SSI check, they literally get $25 and $60 in food stamps. Mind you, there are women that are, and men that are able-bodied, that can get up, that are not paralyzed or anything, nothing is wrong with them. They can get up and they can go find a job. Now, I understand those rural areas that the Walmart is 55 miles away and that's the only job that they have out there. We're not talking about those people. We're talking about people that live in the inner city. Like, I live in Memphis, Tennessee, but I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm talking about people like me and you. I'm at work right now. I work 12 hours on the weekend. I drive Lyft. I drive Uber every single day. I make money to make sure that I don't have to depend on nobody to take care of the seeds that I brought into the world. How the fuck are y'all mad at me? Because I'm telling y'all that y'all need to get off y'all lazy motherfucking asses and stop depending on the government. I'm gonna say it again. Can't y'all see that the government can just shut y'all down at any given moment and say fuck y'all, and oh yeah, you and your family not gonna eat? So you're depending, your whole life is dependent on the government, that at any given point, like they just did us all, because I am a food stamp recipient as well, which this mama already had food in her refrigerator, because I'm going to keep food in my refrigerator for my kids. My kids are not going to go hungry, because I have a hustler's mentality. I'm not going to sit on my ass, and I'm not going to think that it is the government's job to take care of my grown able-bodied ass, period. Now, I'm going to say this again. For the mothers that don't have a car, that are literally low income, they don't have the means to get up and go make it. They cannot get child care. Do y'all know how hard it is for us to get child care? Tennessee just started offering free child care, but you have to work and you have to go to school. At first, you had to put your children's fathers on child support to get child care. What the fuck am I going to put my kids' fathers on child support for if they are taking care of their kids? That's just another way for the system to keep a black man down and to keep a black woman down. Food stamps was designed to keep the man out of the household. That way bitches could be like, oh, I don't need no nigga. I don't need no nigga, but yet you need the government. Make it make sense. Then I'm gonna say again, then there's 1,000,001 bitches on this Apple. I'm not gonna never go get no job because y'all get on live and y'all big able-bodied people that are actually working for their money. I'm gonna say it again. There are people that are on SSI that are paralyzed that cannot work. I take care of them daily. They cannot work and they are getting $19 for food stamps. After they pay all of their bills, the government said that you make too much money. So yeah, we're only gonna give you $19. We're only gonna give you $60. I can use Nico's mom as an example. This lady literally makes her SSI check is $1,000. Her rent is $800, meaning she only has $200 left out of that. Her MLGW bill is $300, almost $400 a month. She doesn't run anything at her home. And y'all are sitting on here able-bodied with cars. These are the same motherfuckers that's pulling up in Versace, Benzes, Beamers, nails done every day, different weed, going out to the club. Those are the motherfuckers that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the real struggling Americans. I'm not talking about the real struggling black moms. I'm not talking about the real struggling motherfuckers. I'm talking about the motherfuckers that finesse the system, which you can finesse the system all day. But how are you finessing the system, but you getting on here crying? But you pulling up in the Audi, and you pulling up in the BMW, and you pulling up in designer clothes. Make it make sense. Don't get mad at me, bitch. Don't try to shoot the messenger, bitch. Shoot your motherfucking self. Because you the one that's sitting on your motherfucking ass. You the one that rather worry about materialistic shit than feeding your motherfucking kids. You the one that's taking you have 12 motherfucking kids. You getting $2,000 in food stamps, and you taking them, selling them, going get your nails done. Y'all the same motherfuckers on here begging. Don't get mad at me because I kept it real. I don't give a fuck. I said what I said. Who gonna pop me though?
Food stamp judgment. I want to talk about you who say people with food stamps should only get beans and rice and should only get the necessities and only get the staples, and they should never, ever, ever get anything else. I want to talk to you about my grandma. Hi, my name is Angel. I grew up in generational poverty. I left generational poverty. I am middle class broke, and every day of my life I am thankful for being middle class broke, even if our bank account right now is like not pretty. I'm middle class broke, okay? We live a middle class life. My kids have never known generational poverty except for what they've seen when they go to visit my family. So my grandmother and my grandfather worked their entire life. My grandfather passed away at a young age of a heart attack after years of suffering from early strokes. And he left my grandmother alone with 3 kids. She had 2 kids that were grown, 1 kid that passed away of cancer, and then she had 3 children ranging in age from like 7 to 12 or 13. They were hardworking people. They did everything they could, and life just didn't turn out the way they expected it to, or the way anyone would have planned to. So when my grandmother was elderly, she got food stamps. You know, my grandfather, there wasn't a whole lot of Social Security built up before he passed away. He passed away in 1969. They didn't have a lot of money. And my grandmother would get food stamps. She would get anywhere from $25 to $50 a month in food stamps. And 99.9% of the time, she used that to buy milk, eggs, flour. That woman could make an entire meal with just flour. I swear to God, and it would be so good. Anyway, she had cancer, and she was craving she was craving ice cream. She loved ice cream. She was craving ice cream, and she was struggling, you know, and she had a hard time digesting food after the cancer because they took out a lot of her organs that helped her digest foods. And she never got ice cream. And there was a tub of peach ice cream at the store. Peach ice cream. Peaches were her favorite fruit. And she was like, peach ice cream. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to get myself peach ice cream. Now, my grandma didn't have a car, so she had to rely on other people to drive her to the store. And the lady who drove her to the store was actually a really good friend of hers. And this person was very middle class. Loved this woman with all my heart and soul. But my grandmother grabbed the tub of peach ice cream and put it in her cart. And her friend said, do you think that's a good decision? Do you think that's something you should be buying? Because she knew my grandmother had a limited income. And my grandma put the peach ice cream back. I don't care who you are. Sometimes you deserve peach ice cream. Sometimes you deserve peach ice cream, even if you have to buy it on food stamps. So that's what I want you to think of. The next time you see somebody getting something you disagree with on their food stamps, I want you to think of my grandma, and I'll put her picture here at the end. She was the kindest woman you ever met in her entire life. And she deserved peach ice cream. Everybody deserves peach ice cream.
1% of your taxes goes to feed hungry Americans. 1% and you're mad about it and say you're tired of paying for it. You're not paying for it hardly any. Okay? And guess what? For every dollar spent on food stamps, it puts $1.50 to $1.80 back in the economy. So food stamps actually boost the economy. It keeps the grocery stores going. It keeps the business running. Okay? It does. So you all are ignorant. Just ignorant and privileged. You're fucking privileged. If you've never had to rely on government assistance, shut up. Shut the fuck up. I mean it. Don't get in my comments and say some ignorant shit because I have been dealing with that all week. You all are ignorant. Like someone commented the other day that they had no sympathy for someone on food stamps because they tried to get them, but they owned too much property. So they were jealous of people in poverty who don't own shit because they actually own property and they couldn't get the help. That's what it comes down to. You all are jealous because you think, oh, I'm struggling to pay my food bill. They should have to struggle. You don't understand that there's absolutely nothing left for them after they work and pay the bills and taxes, because they pay taxes too. There's nothing left for them to get food. You have a little bit. And if you want to tell them to get a better job, why don't you get a better fucking job? How about that? Why don't you get a better job? Oh yeah, because you're doing the best you fucking can, just like they are. And they're doing jobs that you all rely on. You need your fucking cashiers. You need your fast food workers. Your fat asses need your waitresses after you leave church so you can sit there and give them a shitty tip. But that's why they rely on government assistance too. Yeah, because they're only making $2.13 an hour and you want to tip them $2. You fucks. You greedy fucks. Yeah. Don't go out to eat. That's another thing. I'm just going to go on that. Don't go out to eat if you can't afford to tip your server properly. And properly is at least 15%. Okay? Of your meal, of whatever your meal costs. To feed you, 15% of that goes to your server. If you can't afford that, don't go eat. Don't do it. Sit your fucking ass at home. Put it towards groceries. Yeah. Quit complaining about people on food stamps who are doing their fucking best. Be mad at the billionaires who get all the tax breaks. The average working American pays more in taxes than the billionaires do. That's fucked up. That's not right. They should be giving and helping to feed the hungry. They should, but they're greedy, and they don't. So, focus on that shit, and not the poor people. They're making the poor people the enemy, and you're falling for it. You have more in common with the person, with your neighbor on food stamps, than you do those fucking billionaires who don't give a fuck about you. Okay? Have some compassion. Learn to care about other people. And have some understanding. And quit believing all the propaganda that's told to you. You all are so fucking brainwashed about people on government assistance that you don't know nothing about it. And if I didn't know nothing about something, I would not speak on it.
I'm mad because you use taxpayer money to buy something that is not nutritionally beneficial to your child.
You're genuinely mad because this woman bought cupcakes with her food stamps instead of something healthy, and because those food stamps are funded by taxpayer money. Taxes that she probably contributed to, you bitch ass. And look at you. Look at you with your goofy ass face and your unibrow and half a hairy neck. What the fuck is that? With your fucking Ed Powers ponytail. Look that shit up, you young bitch. You're neurodivergent. I don't know if you are gay, but you sound like you might be. You think you're the kind of person that the right-wing machine will support and get behind. Motherfucker, you are what they hate. You're doing their job for them, and that's the only reason why they would like you. If they walked down the street and saw you coming towards them, they'd cross to the other fucking side. But you're going to tear down the poor people when, motherfucker, you are probably close to being... Look at your fucking room. You ain't rich. That shit ain't opulent. But let me tone it down just a little bit so you can understand what the fuck I'm about to say. Sometimes poor people just need to feel normal. Guess what? I'm 53 years old and I'm a white man. I'm living below the poverty line. I'm on food stamps, and every fucking once in a while, I'll spend my food stamps on some shit that just makes me feel good. Some candy. Some grocery store shitty ass sushi. That mom just wanted to do something nice for her kid. I think that you are one of the worst people on the planet. You are hating on people who would probably welcome you in if you were struggling. You are supporting the people who would absolutely not welcome you into their circles. You ain't fucking rubbing elbows with rich people. Why the fuck are you towing the line for them? Why are you spewing this vitriol and this nonsense for these people who don't give a fuck about you?
Coat at Walmart for a child should not cost $50. A winter coat at Walmart for a child should not cost $50.
Then don't buy the coat from Walmart. In my opinion, the child's coat costing $50 is not actually the problem. It's the fact that you think that your child needs a brand new coat. You know where I bought all of my kids' clothes and toys when they were little? From consignment stores, from thrift stores. People are constantly getting rid of things that are barely used, and you pay a fraction of the cost. And why did I do that? Well, because we didn't have a lot of money, but also because kids destroy their clothes and their toys, and they grow out of their clothes in like 5 minutes, and also they don't care. I'm actually starting to think that people's idea of being poor in America is not actually going without, but it's if you don't have enough money to buy the newest, latest, and greatest stuff for yourself and for your kids. For a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people, it's not that you're going without, it's that for some reason you think that you're too good to budget and to be frugal.